Welcome back to Does It Suck? I'm Sarah James.
And I'm Matthew Yapp. This week we're going to be talking about rings.
Good! I came prepared.
So did I. I hate eating. Rings comes from one of my favorite horror movies, The Ring, and is meant to be a successor to Ring 2. Unfortunately, this is a very dark spot on the franchise. It's currently sitting at a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes, which honestly, after seeing it, is far too generous.
The movie starts off with a completely unnecessary scene on a plane full of poor dialogue that felt like it was written by middle schoolers. The first 10 minutes of the movie are pretty much there to loosely connect this film with the previous two, but honestly, they could have jumped right into introducing the main characters.
Now, not everything was bad. Actually, that's a lie. I was trying to be positive, but it's all really trash. The acting was awkward, the plot never really went anywhere, and I wasn't even properly jump scared. I will say there was a solid 4 seconds that a cat was shown, and that was about the only time I slightly enjoyed this movie.
I will agree with you on the jump scares. There were 2 moments where I slightly jumped in my seat, and they had nothing to do with Samara. But I will say that, for me, the movie had one redeeming quality, and that's Vincent D'Onofrio as Burke. I'm a fan of Vincent D'Onofrio, and while his character wasn't very compelling, his performance was far better than any other actor in the film.
Not a top bar to meet.
To his credit, his character was technically right.
That being said, one very aggravating part of this film for me is that the plot took so many different turns.
Oh my gosh.
We started out with an interesting concept, experimenting on the effects of the video. Then that got completely dropped to turn into the classic Ring formula, which then shifted to some convoluted saving Samara plotline. It's like the writers had a bunch of ideas and just said, sure, we'll do it all.
For a movie trying to bring this franchise into the modern world, the interactions between the characters and technology are not realistic. I mean, for a generation apparently addicted to their phone, no one in this movie even answers their phone unless Samara is calling, or even bothers to check their voicemail until weeks later. I definitely don't think this movie is worth the price of admission, and I'm sad I spent money to see it.
To be fair, as someone who really enjoys hate-watching movies, I'll probably see it again when it's free. I mean, there was nothing actually good about it, but I do think it falls into the category of so bad it's good. There were several times throughout the movie that I laughed at how awkward the dialogue was and how terrible the characters' decisions were. I mean, the driving force here is the fact that one of our main characters disregarded her own life for her boyfriend by watching a tape that very clearly kills you. Like, he was not a good enough person to die over. Come on.
As you can tell, we really didn't like this movie. If you want to see a movie about a video that can kill you, just go watch the original film and forget this movie ever came out.
Gladly. If you're unlucky like us and have already seen this, then at this point you might as well go find the Samara video online and call it quits. But that's just our opinion, so let's take to Twitter to see what all the other poor souls who had to deal with this movie had to say.
I came prepared.
So did I.
Yeah.
Or hard. I don't need that. Those are really gross.